3. For problem 3, it says here that a construction company builds a new rail from town A to town B. They complete 1 and 1/4 miles in their first week of work and 1 and 2/3 miles in the second week. If they still have 25 and 3/4 miles left behind to build, what is the distance from town A to town B? So I'm picturing in my head a train track with rails, right? A railroad train track. So can you picture that in your head too? Kind of looks like that, where it's where the train runs on, if you ever seen one. And they complete 1 and 1/4 miles to the first week of work and 1 and 2/3 miles in the second week of work. So the little train, right, it's going choo-choo, right? It goes one way to work from town A to town B, and then it needs to complete another 1 and 1/4 miles in the first week of work, and it has to complete a certain amount of weeks, a certain amount of work. Okay, so now it says that they still have 25 and 3/4 miles left to build. What is the distance from town A to town B? To figure that out, what I need to do is I'm adding all of my numbers together. I'm adding 1 and 1/4, 1 and 2/3, and 25 and 3/4. Where did I get those numbers? It comes from right here. 1 and 1/4, 1 and 2/3, and 25 and 3/4. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm first going to add my numbers because these right here have a common denominator. So I can add those together, 1/4 and 3/4. That's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to add those numbers together because they have a common denominator. So I have 1 and 25, which is going to give me 26, right? Because 1 plus 25 is equal to 26. And then I have 1/4 plus 3/4. 1/4 plus 3/4. 3 plus 1 is 4. So I have 4 divided by 4, or 4/4. Okay, and I'm just going to plug this one right over here. It doesn't go anywhere. I haven't done anything. I'm just putting it right there. So now, 26 plus 1, because we said 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. It's equivalent. So 26 plus 1 is equal to 27. And then we have 1 and 2/3. What's 27 plus 1 is equal to 28. We bring the 2/3 down, and that gives me 28 and 2/3. Okay, so that means that it is 28 and 2/3 miles from town A to town B. For question number 4, it says here, a catering company needs 8 and 75 pounds of shrimp for a small party. They buy 3 and 2/3 pounds of jumbo shrimp, 2 and 5/8 pounds of medium-sized shrimp, and some mini shrimp. How many pounds of mini shrimp do they buy? So I'm picturing someone, a catering company, right? You're thinking a catering company like maybe Red Lobster might cater, and they're selling a lot of seafood. So they have different size of shrimps. So I'm picturing in my head, okay, they have different size of shrimps and, different foods for different types of food for a party or something like that. They want me to figure out how much mini shrimp they have. So I know that 3 and 2/3 pounds of jumbo shrimp. So I drew right here 3 and 2/3 on my tape diagram. And then we have 2 and 5/8 pounds. So this is for the medium-sized shrimp. And the last one is the mini shrimp. They don't know how much is the mini shrimp. But we do know that all together is 8.75 pounds. And 8 and 75 pounds is equivalent to 8 and 3/4. And I'm going to explain why. 8 and 75 pounds means that you have 8 and 75 over 100. And when you divide 75 and 100 divided by 25 over 25, what you're going to get is 3/4, right? 8 and 3/4. So that's where 8 and 3/4 comes from. Okay? Now, we have 3 and 2/3, which is this number right here, and 2 and 5/8. We're adding these numbers together first, and then we're going to subtract 8 and 3/4. So, let's add the whole numbers. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. I brought down my 2/3 and my 5/8. Okay, now I notice that 2/3 and 5/8 don't have the same common denominator. So the common denominator for 3 and for 8 is 24. So I'm multiplying times 8 times 8 times 3 times 3. So we get 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, 5 times 3 is 15, 8 times 3 is 24. 16 plus 15 is equal to 31. My denominator is going to be 24. Now, 31 24ths. I can divide this. 31 divided by 24. So that's what I'm doing over here. 31 divided by 24. 24 can go into 31 one time. 31 minus 24 is 7. I get 1 and 7 24ths. I'm going to take this 1 right here, and I'm going to add it to the whole number because that's a whole number. I need to keep my whole numbers together. So 5 plus 1 is 6. And what I have left is 7 24ths. So 7 24ths, that's where that number 7 24ths comes in. We don't need this anymore because we already have it. So now it's 6 and 7 24ths. That's my number when I add these two together. I'm not quite done because now I need to subtract 8 and 3/4 in order to find out how much mini shrimp I have. So we have 8 and 3/4 minus 6 and 7 24ths. 6 and 24ths comes from here. Now I'm subtracting the whole numbers, 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. And now we need to subtract 3/4 minus 7 24ths. I know that 4 can go into 24 6 times, so I multiplied the top and bottom number by 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. 18 minus 7 is equal to 11, and my denominator is 24. It stays the same. So my final answer is 2 and 11 24ths. So they buy 2 and 11 24 pounds of mini shrimp altogether. And that's it.